welcome to Women of Fruit Magazine. My name is Bonnie Judge. Thank you so much for joining us today. When it comes to real estate, many people know that I love real estate. I'm a realtor myself, but sometimes a realtor needs another realtor. So I'm so excited to have my great friend with me, Miss Andrea Stevenson. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
That's good.
I know that we've been in this industry for a little while together,
Yes.
but again, I tell people all the time, if I ever need a realtor, call Andrea.
Well, I do appreciate that. And I definitely know that because
Yes.
they have called.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into real estate.
Well, I've always wanted to do real estate. That just was my passion from a little girl. I used to I don't know if it was real estate, architect, I don't know. I used to just sit and draw my dream house,
Wow.
put little furniture in there and all that good stuff. And when my children grew up and, were able to fend for themselves and, you have that idea of, okay, it's time to do something for myself right now. So that's where I was. I was ready to do something for myself, and I knew real estate was something I always wanted to do, and that was back in '98.
Wow.
So the kids were up and at it, and so kind of like an empty nester. They just hadn't gone yet. And I said, okay, now's the time, and then when you hit that 40 age, I hit 40 and it was like, okay, it's time for a new life,
Yes, new change.
And new change, new everything. So
Yes.
real estate was definitely the way to go. So I got into real estate as a part-time agent in the beginning, and it was just such a passion for me. And I knew it was something that God told me to do and gave me the permission to do. Because before I went into real estate, I had to pray, and say, okay, Lord, I'm going to branch out into a job that's not on a regular paycheck scale.
Right.
And I need you to cover me.
Yes.
And if this is something you want me to do, I know you'll cover me.
Yes.
So he gave me the permission to branch out into real estate, and I went in as a part-time agent. And it was such a gift from God that shortly after I got into real estate, my job that I had shifted back to Germany.
Wow.
So I had the opportunity to either stay with the company or go full-time with real estate because they were giving me a severance package. So they paid me, for the next 3 months
So
after
God
I
covered
left.
it, huh?
So God covered that 3 months of a regular paycheck while I was able to go into real estate full-time.
Wow.
So that was another sign that God said it's a go,
It's a go.
So he covered me for that 3 months with a regular paycheck and of course with a real estate paycheck. So
That's awesome.
it just kind of took off from there. And whenever I get down or I get a little negative sometimes about real estate, I have to go to God, and he reminds me, you asked me about this, I said okay, I got you.
Right.
So it's just it's the love of people and people come into my life needing something,
Yes.
needing a testimony, or just needing it's just so awesome when I get to talk to people and they say, they start spilling their guts, and they're like, I don't even know you. Why am I even talking to you like that? And
Yes.
it's God at that point. So I do believe that being a realtor is God's way for me to be able to talk to other people. So the love of talking to other people about God and about what God has for them and what God's done for me helps me to sell houses too.
This is a ministry.
The house,
This
the
is
house
a-
is just an
ministry.
extra added benefit, but the ministry is actually the biggest benefit that I get out of real estate. And that's how I met you.
Yes, and you really do treat it like a ministry because you're willing to help either other agents who are coming into the field. At the time when I met you, I was kind of like still new, trying to feel my way through things. And so you were just so instrumental in helping me to find out different programs that can actually help my clients.
Right.
So I know that you're a part of the Homes for Heroes.
Yes.
What is that program about?
Well, that's another one of my passions. I love
Yes.
giving back. Of course, that's part of God's gift. He blesses you so that you could be a blessing to others.
Yes.
So the Homes for Heroes program, what I do is, a hero is our support staff, people who help us get around every day, nurses, doctors, any medical staff, policemen, firefighters, EMTs, and all they have to do is just be those things, and they're my heroes, you know. And by being my heroes, when I sell them a house or sell their house, I give them 25% of my commission, my gross commission. Not after it's been dissected.
Yes, and chopped up
and chopped up in all little pieces. But I give them 25% of my gross commission toward either their closing costs or a discount on their listing. So it benefits the heroes. I love benefiting the heroes. And my husband being a retired Navy veteran, you know, so I'm a veteran, of course. I had to stay home with the children. So, you know, me being a veteran indirectly, you know, it's also, I understand their pain as well. So it's just a good way to give back. And I, you know, and God just blesses me so much till I just love giving back.
Well, I know you do, and I know that you love giving to people. I know that you love giving to the community, and I know that you've been just so instrumental in so many different programs, nonprofits that actually help with down payment assistance, to the Homes for Heroes. I mean, to me, you're just like a wealth of information when it comes to this industry, and I thank you so much for your service.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I just think knowledge is key. You know, when you arm people with knowledge, then they can do the right thing, you know, and knowledge being not only just knowledge of what they're doing, but the knowledge of the word, knowledge of what God has for you, what God can do for you. It just makes life a better place to be in this world, you know, so and I enjoy it.
I know you do. You can just see your face light up from it. Because,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, you've done so much in this industry to help those who are looking to, who did not think that they could achieve that dream.
Yes, and that is so fulfilling. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is the biggest reward when somebody comes to you and say, you know, because the embarrassment of having bad credit is there all by itself. You know, that is the most biggest reason why people don't go and seek out buying houses. But when I can help them get their credit squared away and get to the point of buying, and then they buy, I mean, we sit at the closing table and cry together, you know, and I'm like, please stop, I can't do it, you know, but it's just so exciting to be able to get them into a dream that they thought that they never could get into. You know, they go by, you know, the naysayers that say, you know, oh, girl, please, boy, please, you can't, you know, but God just gives me the spirit to say, there's not a no. You know, there's no such thing as no. You know, not when you got God in your life. There's no no. It's always yes. You know, so I just take my yeses from God and try to pass that on to the next person. If they believe or don't believe, by the time we're done talking, they believe.
They don't believe. So tell people how to get in contact with you.
Well, I work for Coldwell Banker. I work with Coldwell Banker. I work for myself. My email address is AndreaC21S@AOL.com. My phone number is 843-442-3390. And people most times get my email address incorrectly. They always put either a 5 or an I or whatever they put after that 21, but it's AndreaC21S@AOL.com. And the S that AndreaC21S stands for something. It actually was when I first went into the business in 1998. I did start, as Vonnie said, I started with Century 21. And so that's the Century 21. And the name of the company at that time was Southern Homes. So that's where I got the Andrea C21S. And so I've never changed it. People always ask me, you still with AOL? You know? So I'm like, yeah, that email address just has to go with me. You can also find me on Facebook, AndreaStevenson.realtor at Facebook. Or just put in my name, Andrea Stevenson, and my Realtor Facebook will come up. You can reach me on my website, Andrea-Stevenson.com. So I make sure you know my name. So that's pretty much how you can find me. Just put in my name, you can find me. Andrea Stevenson. I try not to change it because I don't want to confuse you.
No, just Google it. Put it there and find it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Love you, girl.
Love you too.